Hi water signs, in today's reading we're going to see who is coming towards you, who you're attracting and manifesting into your life next, or perhaps you might have already manifested this person, and we'll go ahead and see what details, what information we can get for the future of this connection. This is a general reading. Please be reminded, if you are after a personal one, feel free to email me. The email address is going to be listed below. On that note, let's go ahead and let's dive in. Bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Wands. You can't see those cards, can you? That's better. Okay, water energies. Because the Page of Wands is the energy that is crowning your reading, this says to me that there is going to be nothing or no one that is going to get in the way of this connection, in the way of this individual, in the way of the two of you meeting, attracting and manifesting each other. Okay, this is going to be, when you meet this individual, or perhaps for some of you this is already someone you have met and you've connected with, this is going to be a very exciting time in your life. And I feel like for those of you who have not crossed paths with this individual yet, this will come off a time in your life where you've spent a lot of time on your own. You've spent a lot of time in solitude. You've spent a lot of time, almost like, I get this energy of silence. So you may have gone through a period, or maybe right now you're still in a period, like in a phase of your life where you may have find that you sort of distance yourself from a lot of people, or from a lot of situations and circumstances in your life, especially because you are water energies and you guys you're quite emotional beings, right? And you guys tend to absorb other people's energies quite quickly and very easily. So you're aware that there are certain people, there are certain situations that tend to take up a lot of your energy. And the more that you become aware of this, the more recently I feel like you're compelled to pull away from certain things that either disturb your energy, or certain people that disturb your energy, or your inner peace. So maybe after quite some time of just being on your own, okay, because you feel like you needed the time to invest in yourself, invest in self-love and self-care. So after a period of what feels like introspection, what feels like solitude, what feels like peace for a lot of you, after a period of being single, especially for those of you who have taken time out to be intentionally single, and this may have been for years, okay, so it comes off the heels of you being on your own for quite some time. All of a sudden I feel like in that time, without maybe you even realizing it, but that time on your own has been very useful to you, because you've been using that time out to work on yourself. You've been using that time to replenish your energy, to give yourself the peace, to surround yourself with peace that you needed. So after such a period in your life, you have, without necessarily maybe being aware of it, for others of you, you have intentionally created this, but you've created space in your life for someone new. And I think you've spent a lot of listening to this, I feel like you've made a promise to yourself, okay, that you are going to, the next person that you're going to become romantically involved with, you're going to be very choosy, you're going to be very selective, okay? So you've spent some time trying to attract and manifest the person that is right for you, and even the circumstances and the situations that are right for you. Anything that doesn't reflect what that person looks like or how that person should be and should act and should make you feel, I feel like you don't want it, okay? And it's not like you haven't had options. You have. You've had a lot of choices, you've had a lot of options, but I see that you've been turning them down, right? I've seen that there are some people that may have even have been suitable partners, but you have turned these people down in favor of attracting this person that you have your heart and your eyes set on, okay? So after a period of, it doesn't feel like loneliness. For some of you, maybe you might interpret it that way, and look, maybe for some of you that's how it feels. But to me, with the Hermit's energy, it just feels like after a period of silence or after a period of withdrawal and, you know, being self-contained or being intentionally single, you are ready to meet the right one. You're ready to meet this person that you've been attracting, that you've been manifesting, that you've been like daydreaming about. And this person, the good news is this person is ready to show up in your life as well. So when this person does show up, it's going to be a very exciting time in your life. Maybe it's a time in your life where you finally start working on yourself, where you finally start giving yourself permission to be happy, where you finally start giving yourself permission to prioritize yourself and your happiness and create the life that you've always wanted to live, whatever that may look like for you, right? It's funny because when you start working on you, all of a sudden you start attracting the right people, you start attracting the right circumstances. This person that is coming into your life feels like it feels like it's a very creative kind of energy, or it feels like it's an energy that is going to move you. It does feel a little bit restless in a way, but I feel like this person who's coming in, he or they're a very enthusiastic energy. So I feel like there's going to be a spark, there's going to be a chemistry from the very beginning, okay? The energy is going to be very palpable. I feel like you're going to feel, and maybe this is you being the water sign that you are, you know, you're picking up on each other's energy, you're able to pick up on people's energy, on their vibration. You're going to respond very positively to this person's energy, to this person's vibration. And they're coming in with an energy and with a vibration, with the frequency of love, and they're matching yours, they're paralleling your energy as well. So this person shows up with a beautiful energy, an energy that you're going to be very receptive to. This is someone who's going to show up either at a very exciting time in your life, at a time in your life where, to me, it feels like you're very carefree, okay? To me, it feels like at a time in your life where I feel like you've made a lot of changes in your life. And because of the Swords energy, I feel like there's been because of the multitude of swords, I feel like there's been a whole lot of things that you are working on within yourself and outside of yourself. So for example, I feel like lately, maybe you have been working on shifting your mindset, okay? Because you have come to the realization that you have some self-negative beliefs about yourself. You are watching very closely, especially the internal dialogue that you have, that inner dialogue that you have with yourself, your beliefs, that little voice in your head, right? You've been shifting that inner dialogue. You've been working on that. I think you've also been working on your attitude, okay? I feel like that you know that there are some things that you have to move away from, and some of those things are that inner dialogue, your attitude, right? I feel like you've been trying to take on a more positive attitude lately. Look at things, look at the upside of things, and even if things didn't necessarily go according to how you wanted them, you understand that nevertheless things happen for a reason, and you're always trying to look at the bright side. So it's funny because I feel like this person will show up in your life when you start making those positive changes. I also see that I feel like you've cut out certain people in your life, or you've cut out certain things in your life that may have been toxic, that may have been unhealthy, that may have been hindering or stunting your growth in some way. So again, this could be mindsets, this could be beliefs, this could be that inner internal dialogue that you have. But I also feel like there's certain people here that you have cut out from your life, certain people that you have distanced yourself away from, because these certain people are drama, or these certain people are, I feel like there are certain people in your life who the only conversations that you have with these people are about your past, okay? I feel like it's a bad sign when you're friends with someone who isn't able to talk about the future or the visions that they see for you, right? If this is a friend whom you only ever talk about the past, I mean, yes, you've obviously created memories and had experiences with this person that you're able to, discuss that with. But if this person is always looking back and never looking forward, I feel like it's a sign of the friendship. And there are certain people who you have like that in your life, who maybe they've belonged to a chapter or even several chapters of your life, but I feel like you have since cut these people out because there's just no moving forward with that. And I think it's something that they've showed to you with their actions, right? So I see that, yeah, I feel like you have, by cutting these people out or by removing these people from your life, or even if you yourself didn't necessarily remove these people, the universe has removed them for you and has removed you from certain people or certain situations in your life that were no longer serving you positively, okay, that were hindering you. Maybe they may have been damaging to your self-esteem. So what happens is, by doing that or by allowing for that to have happened, you have naturally created room in your life for new experiences, room and space in your life for new connections, for new people and new energies to show up in your life. And this is when this person has shown up. For others of you, if you've already met this individual, see how you can make that connection, how when you started making those changes, those positive changes in your life, see how you've attracted this person or you've manifested this person during those circumstances, during a time of change. And for those of you that are, if you are struggling to manifest or if you're struggling to attract someone, it could have a lot to do with, it feels like you're holding on to an old version of you, or you're holding on to a version of you that needs updating. It needs a little bit of tweaking and a little bit of upgrading. Okay, think of it like software. It needs to be upgraded from time to time so that it can produce, good results. So if you are, okay, if who I'm talking to is the person that is struggling to, if you know what you want but it's not showing up in your life, and I'm talking about if you're very specific, if there's just so much specificity about the type of person that you want to attract, the type of relationship you want to attract, like I feel like you've got this person down to a T, but you're not, this person hasn't shown up in your life yet, and you haven't manifested that individual and that relationship or that connection, it's likely that you still have to, you're at a phase in your life where I feel like you're trying to shortcut yourself. You need to have this hermit energy where you need to pull away from certain people or certain things, and you need to do some reflecting. You need to do some you need to go within, okay? You need to do some introspection, because once you go within, with that is going to change. When you change within, without changes automatically. It changes naturally. It's got no choice. Your without reflects your within. And within, there is something within you that is, instead of attracting this person, in a way it's kind of repelling this person. Because for example, you might know exactly who you want. And I think that a lot of you, I see that there is this, it's this very romantic notion where I feel like you know exactly what this person looks like, or the circumstances under which you'll meet, or like you envision eating, I'm seeing like ice cream or milkshakes are coming up strongly. So I don't know if this is like your first date that you're envisioning with this individual. So I feel like, you know, you've got the specifics down pat, but if this person is not showing up, then there's something within you that is repelling that manifestation. And it could have something to do with the belief, like you might want this relationship and you might want this specific person, but deep down inside you may not believe that you deserve it, or you might think that, you know, it's a bunch of hokum pokum and the law of attraction and manifestations are too good to be true. So try that. Try shifting your mindset. Try believing in your manifestations, believing in your intentions, believing in what it is that you want to attract, or who it is that you want to attract, and watch what happens. Watch what happens. I also feel like the person that is showing up in your life is a result of your good karma. I feel like you have this good karma banked up, right? And I feel like some of you have been single for quite some time, but I think that you've been waiting for this person, and you've always believed that this person is going to show up, and it just feels like you're not settling for anything else, right? So I definitely feel like the person that you are seeking and the person that you are attracting is certainly attracting you. I feel like this person is showing up, as I've mentioned earlier, with a lot of energy. I feel like this person is very enthusiastic. I also feel like it's likely that this person is, right now, they could be at a distance from you. Okay, so this person could be quite a distance away from you. They may be on the other side of the world. They may be traveling. Maybe the person that I'm speaking to is traveling, or you're thinking about doing some traveling. If so, it's likely that you might meet this person on your travels. It's likely you might meet this person overseas whilst you're studying or living abroad or holidaying. It's also likely that this person may be holidaying or living abroad where you are in your country. It just feels like I'm picking up like an international passport, or I'm picking up like this person has had a lot of stamps on their passport. Very adventurous, very youthful. There's a bit of an age gap. Not an issue. Age is just a number, not an issue. But I do feel like this person could be younger, or you could be younger than this person. And I feel like the conversation of age might come up, but I don't think it's enough to disrupt this connection. And I feel like even if this person is younger, it just feels like they're a lot older for their age. Young, but this individual has an old soul, or perhaps this is you that I'm talking to. So there's someone here who I feel like has a bit of an old soul. And when I say that, I feel like this person this person feels like they were born in a different time, or they should have been born in a different time. Like, you know, there's something that they're really drawn to, they're drawn to a particular period in life, like maybe the 1950s, maybe the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. Maybe the style reflects this period. Maybe they're really into like old classic cars, or just like they're really huge on like period pieces. But this person does feel like there's a bit of an old soul, and there's some ancient wisdom about this person's energy. I feel like this person is going to be a very positive influence in your life, and I feel like they're gonna, when they show up, it feels like they'll show up as a bit of a hurricane kind of energy. They'll honestly show up unexpected, arrive unexpected, show up out of nowhere, and they are restless energies. So this is someone who I feel like is always like, they may always be grabbing you by the hand and pulling you this way, pulling you that way. They want to see this, they want to see that, they want to go here, they want to go there. Like, it's like a kid at a candy store kind of energy. But I feel like it's something you're going to appreciate, because especially for those of you who've had some quiet time, some downtime, you're going to really appreciate the contrast, because this is, you know, you've gone from a very quiet phase to your life to all of a sudden this person showing up with so much energy and so much enthusiasm. You might end up doing a lot of traveling with this person. I feel like this is someone who they've got a very strong moral compass. Okay, they could also work in law. Okay, they could be studying law, studying a law degree. They may be like a military officer, a police officer, or have a background in such. Um, Lawyer, attorney, judge. I feel like they may have served in the army. I feel like them, or they may have served as a like a police officer in police enforcement. I'm picking up that very strongly. I also feel like they've got a gift of the gab and strong air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. Someone who is very articulate, someone who is very, they're just a natural conversationalist, a natural wordsmith is what this person is. I feel like this person doesn't, they've got a very positive energy to this person, to them, but I also feel like they've made some changes in their life too. I feel like they've dealt with some pain. Okay, I feel like they've experienced some painful emotional experiences. I feel like they've maybe lost some people in their life, or maybe they've recently ended relationships or friendships. There's something in their life that has happened that I feel like that has pushed them to do some traveling, or that has pushed them to realize that life's too short. Life's too short to be stuck in a job that you're unhappy doing. Life's too short to be stuck in circumstances that, you know, are not right. So I feel like there's something here that's happened to them that has made them open their eyes and realize what it is that they want. So they've had a lot of contrast in their life, and I feel like they come from some sort of painful emotional experience, which they realize that experience has shaped them to be the person that they are, and that experience has provided them lessons, even if they were painful and they were uncomfortable. But I think there's something here that the best way of putting it is they've felt a lot of pain in their life, but they took that pain and they've used it as fuel, and they've made a success of themselves. Okay, or they took that pain, they've used it as fuel, and they went ahead and chased their dreams, or they went ahead and, you know, traveled, or are traveling, because that's what they've always wanted to do, right? So someone who I feel like is very resilient, a very romantic energy. You'll find yourself watching sunrise and sunsets with them whilst having a picnic. You'll be spending a lot of time by the water. I'm also seeing some of you might end up traveling with this person to Egypt. Maybe they were born in Egypt. Egypt is coming up very strong. Maybe you've always wanted to see the pyramids. They could have like a Middle Eastern background. Okay, maybe their parents were born somewhere in Middle East. But I feel like you're going to be traveling with this person. Egypt, Australia is also coming up very strongly, or in the Middle East. So, or maybe if you're planning to travel to those destinations, this is where you might connect with this person. You could potentially connect with this person online. That is a possibility. But even if you do connect with this person online, I feel like it'll shift very quickly from this person being an online presence to, you know, to you going out on a date. Because I feel like this person is, they like to be in the moment. Okay, this isn't someone who's got their head in there, they're not glued to their phones, right? Who's got their head like glued to their phones, not like that. Whilst they appreciate technology, I just feel like this is someone who loves to be outdoor, who loves to be in contact with nature. This is someone who, they like to be in the moment. And I'm getting, you know, this person is, they like to be where their feet are. Quite athletic. I feel like this person has an athletic build. Lean. I feel like this person is quite lean. I did say romantic, so this person is someone who can end up riding like handwritten love letters, love notes to you. They'll remember the little things about you. I feel like this is someone who's very thoughtful. They'll remember little things like special dates, anniversary dates, the little things that you like. You know, they'll always show up with, like, for example, you might have gone on a date with them, someone pointed out something that you like, and the next time they show up, they would have bought that for you. So it's a very thoughtful energy. Yeah, traveling is very big. Traveling is attached to this individual. So whether they're traveling right now, whether you're traveling right now, or you're going to meet this person as you travel, could also be online. But like I said, even if you meet this person online and they're in a different country, I feel like you will very quickly, you're going to meet each other. So again, for those of you that do find it very hard, if you feel like, maybe you feel like you're not ready, maybe you know that, you know who it is that you want to attract, but maybe you feel like you're not ready because maybe you've recently suffered a breakup. Maybe you know, you're working on yourself, you're working on healing some pain, some trauma. Don't rush it, okay? Don't rush. Wherever you are right now is where you're meant to be. Don't rush the phase that you're in right now, because this person will show up in your life. Even if they haven't just yet, they will show up in your life, okay? It's not like if this person doesn't show up now, they'll never show up. They will show up in your life when you need them to show up the most. So if this person hasn't shown up in your life, it could be very well that you still need the time to work on yourself. You need that time for you. Because when this person shows up, right, you're going to be spending a lot of time with this person. You're going to be sharing a lot of there's going to be like a lot of energy exchange with this individual, right? And right now, some of you water signs, you need to work on yourself, okay? There are some things here. There's emotional baggage from the past. There's past hurt, past pain, past resentments that you might still be harboring, okay? And they may be still residing in your energy, and that's heavy and that's weighing you down. And the thing is, if you don't heal what has hurt you, it's very likely that you'll potentially bleed over the next relationship. And you don't want that to happen, because, you know, you don't want to jeopardize, you don't want to sabotage this. And you don't want to attract the right person in your life, but under the wrong circumstances, or attract the right person in your life, but at the wrong time. You don't want this to be that right person, wrong time, right? Something very unrequited about that. So work on yourself, work on yourself, work on that inner dialogue, work on the attitude and the beliefs that you have about yourself, about the world, about your situation. And don't let external circumstances, because I think that I can feel you've been going through something lately, like you've been going through something that has disturbed your inner peace, that has threatened your happiness, I feel like it has hindered you in some ways. Don't let external circumstances affect what's going on internally. Keep working on yourself, okay? Because once you start changing within, the without changes around you as well. It has to, right? Cause and effect, it has to. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for your time, your energy, your attention. Keep shining your light, and bye for now.